All right, hi guys. So here's the second example walkthrough. Okay, this one's a little bit tougher because now at the beginning in my original equation, I might have to factor something. So I'm going to factor this bottom because there's an x squared. So this problem really says x squared plus 0x minus 4. So what numbers that add and multiply? It gets x minus 2 and x plus 2. Now, the reason I do that is because I'm trying to turn the black typed problem into something that's simple in terms of easier to look at, easier to work with. Okay. Now, what we do is once it's in factored form like this, we're going to look for anything that's similar on the top and bottom. So I have this x minus 2 and this x minus 2. So I'm going to cross those off. That creates this hole over here. Okay, so what I crossed off was x minus 2. What value goes into that x to make it 0 is where the hole is at. So I have a hole at 2. Okay, so there's the whole piece. Now, when I cross out those like terms, it looks like there's nothing on top of the fraction. Well, I can't put a 0 on top because I write the whole fraction out. So the placeholder is 1. Then I have this x plus 2. That's left on the bottom. This red equation is much, much, much simpler than my original equation over here. So let's work with it. Y-intercepts have 0 for x and some number. So let's put a 0 into x and see what we get. So 0 plus 2 is 2. So my y-intercept is 0, 1 half. So my y-intercept is done. My x-intercept is when the top is equal to 0. So 1 equals 0. That never makes sense. So I have none. And that's going to make sense more with this horizontal asymptote too. So my degree up top is 0, and my degree at the bottom is 1. So the top is less than the bottom, which results in y equals 0. So the asymptote being right in the middle, I can't have a point sitting on that asymptote. So that makes me feel better. Okay. All right. And then the last bit, the vertical asymptote. The vertical asymptote is about what makes this new red equation break on the bottom. And so the number is negative 2. So I'm going to keep that table. I'm going to write down my new equation down here, 1 over x plus 2. And I'm going to scroll down just so we can kind of see this a little bit better. All right, and I'll erase some of this stuff too. Okay, so I will erase the original problem because I have that equation down at the bottom right-hand corner. I have a hole at 2, and so what I'll do is I'll get rid of the x-intercept, and I'll do my asymptotes now. My asymptote right here at 0, and then at negative 2, so negative 1, negative 2. All right, so there are my two asymptotes. So now I'm gonna get rid of those so you don't have to look at the equations. Okay, and I'll redraw that line a little bit because I erased it. So like that. Okay, so I'm going to put a point at 0, 1 half for my y-intercept. So 0 and up slightly. I have a left side and a right side. So I need to pick any numbers to the left of negative 2 and to the right of 2, negative 2. That way I can have my whole story. So let's pick, so if this is negative 2, I'm going to pick, I don't know, let's just use a positive number. Let's pick 5. Okay, if I did that, y equals 1 over 5 plus 2 is 7. So that's less than a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to be slightly above that. And if I connect my dots, I'm going to get close to that red line, but never ever touch it in both directions. Now, guys, it looks like it does, but it's just hard to draw with the tablet. Okay, so there's that. Now, the left side, let's pick numbers that are to the left of negative 2. So let's pick, I'll go negative 5, and then I'll pick negative 3. Okay, so 1 over negative 5 plus 2, which is 1 over negative 3. So at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I go down slightly. And then at negative 3, it's negative 3 plus 2, which comes out to be 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. So at negative 3, I'm down here. So my left dot is slightly higher. Now, it looks like it's on that line. It's just hard to draw again on the tablet. So I connect my two dots. I flatten out and flatten out. So there's the left side and the right side. All right, guys.